this in. A warm welcome to you this afternoon. It's News Hour on Souq News, where we bring you to speed on happenings within Nigeria and around the world. In the news, President Tinubu allocates 100 billion naira to revitalize school feeding program in 2024 budget. Federal government affirms unwavering commitment to air travel safety. President African Development Studies Center calls for unity and sustainability in New Year message. Dangote Refinery receives fourth shipment of 1 million barrels of crude oil. Thank you for joining us on News Hour. I am Grace Komolafe. Now we take the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has revealed allocation of 100 billion naira for school feeding programs in the 2024 budget. The announcement made during the official signing of the appropriation bill in Abuja underscored Tinubu's commitment to education and addressing malnutrition. Highlighting the importance of the initiative, he stated one of the priority areas is the 100 billion naira provision for the feeding of school children, a stimulant to encourage school enrollment and combat malnutrition. To ensure the success of this ambitious program, the President plans to collaborate with local governments at sub-national levels, emphasizing a comprehensive and inclusive approach towards an effective execution of the school feeding initiative, reflecting the President's strategic focus on reducing recurrent expenditure while increasing capital expenditure in the budget titled Renewed Hope. President Tinubu's commitment to education was evident in his earlier directive to reinstate the school feeding program, shifting oversight from the Humanitarian Ministry to the Education Ministry. This realignment aims to foster a conducive learning environment, boost regular attendance, and proactively tackle challenges faced by the education sector. As the nation looks forward to this renewed initiative, there is a collective hope for increased accountability and transparency in the allocation and utilization of funds. And away from that, the President Africa Development Studies Center and Femi Wash Media Limited, Ambassador Victor Wash Oluwafemi, has urged Nigerians and the world at large to embrace new challenges and continue to support and uplift one another. He gave this admonition in his New Year message revealed on his official LinkedIn page. While lending his voice on the issue of climate change, Ambassador Wash noted that united action is crucial in recognizing and addressing the impact of climate change, adding that creative solutions, particularly from professionals, play a key role in integrating sustainability into work practices, such as designing energy-efficient building. He added that empowering individuals through knowledge about the latest research and policies is essential for informed decision-making. Moving on, the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, has unveiled its action plan for 2024 and the near term, spanning 2024 to 2026. The Regulatory Action Plan, RAP, as detailed by Gbenga Komolafe, the Commission's Chief Executive, outlines key regulatory initiatives. These includes a focus on regulatory predictability, future licensing rounds, cost optimization, automation, ease of entry, transparency, and carbon credit frameworks. Additionally, the plan aims to enforce the drill or drop provisions of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021. Optimize Federation revenues, manage the decarbonization and greenhouse gas emissions, and oversee the implementation of various funds and obligations related to crude oil gas. And away from that, we'll move to more business-related stories. The National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) Transport Fair Watch report revealed that in November 2023, Delta, Taraba, and Ondo states witnessed the highest average fares for single-route air travel, recording 87,000 naira, 86,100 naira, and 86,000 naira respectively, reflecting a significant surge in their respective geopolitical zones. In contrast, Abia, Benue, and Abuja stood out with the most affordable fares, ranging from 70,100 naira, 75,000 naira, and 75,100 naira, respectively, despite an overall 3.24% surge in air ticket prices for specified routes within Nigeria, reaching an average of 81,334.05 naira in November. The report noted a substantial year-on-year and month-on-month increase in air travel. And similarly, Festus Keyamo, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, has re-emphasized the federal government's dedication to upholding the highest standards of safety, efficiency, and reliability for air travelers, airliners, and stakeholders. In a statement released on Tuesday by his spokesman, Tunde Moshood, the minister also pledged to protect and support operators within the aviation industry. Keyamo's commitment to aviation safety aligns with the recent appointment of new directors for agencies under the ministry. As reported by sub-media houses and Souq News, the statement revealed that the creation of a new directorate, Cargo Services, at the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria (FAN) to address sector-related challenges. The minister affirmed the government's unwavering dedication to strict adherence to the International Civil Aviation Organization (ICAO) minimal standards, aiming to reinforce the industry's global standing. He emphasized the role of the ministry as a facilitator, collaborating with airlines, service providers, and other stakeholders to foster an environment conducive to growth and sustainability. Moving on, the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment is set to spend 2.5 billion naira in 2024, with a significant portion earmarked for various purposes. The breakdown includes 500 million for investment, promotion, image rebranding, and road shows, signaling the ministry's commitment to trade intelligence and global presence. Another 500 million naira is allocated for the procurement of office furniture and fittings, while an additional 500 million naira will be invested in creating and partitioning new offices at the new headquarters building. This allocation follows recent scrutiny during a budget defense before the Senate Committee on Trade, where Minister Doris Nkiruka Anite Uzoka faced questions about the 1 billion naira budget allocation for a trip to Geneva. Former Governor of Edo State and Senator Adams Oshiomhole criticized the allocation, urging the minister to utilize in-house expertise and avoid over-bloated teams of foreign trips. And again, in another story, capital market operators are optimistic about a bullish run in the stock market in 2024, attributing confidence to the heavy reliance on the private sector for developmental projects in the recently signed 2024 appropriation bill. Analysts highlight the need for increased private capital, both domestic and foreign, to enhance efficiency in public spending and stimulate sector impacting citizens' welfare. CEO of Waymining Capital and Partners, Tajuddin Olayinka, reflects on the positive momentum from 2023, emphasizing a market confidence boost initiated by the private sector-centric approach. Olayinka foresees a positive year for the Nigerian stock market, projecting increased listings and capital raising activities, particularly in response to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 2024 budget proposal. Relying heavily on private capital for key developmental projects, the stockbrokers predict an active primary market in 2024 with occasional moderation in price movements as investors engage in profit-taking and portfolio rebalancing. Noting the private sector's pivotal role in steering the economy, Olayinka anticipates a thriving capital market for the year ahead. And now we take a short break and return for more stories. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and you are still on News Hour on Souq News. Moving on, employers of laborers as well as self-employed individuals in Delta State have been given till January 31st and March 31st, 2024, respectively, to voluntarily file their annual tax returns for 2023 by the Personal Income Tax Act of 2004 as amended. This was contained in a statement issued by the Executive Chairman of the Delta State Internal Revenue Service, Mr. Solomon Igrakbata. The statement, which reminded the affected taxpayers of their obligations under the law, explained that Section 81, subsection 2 of the Personal Income Tax Act 2004, as amended, makes it mandatory for all employers of labor to file a return with the relevant tax authorities of all emoluments paid to its employees not later than January 31 of every year, in respect of all employees in the preceding year. And away from that, Dangote Petroleum Refinery received its fourth shipment of oil 1 million barrels, of Bonny Light crude oil on Monday, supplied by the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation Limited. The $20 billion refinery, poised to become the world's largest single-train refinery, is anticipating the fifth crude oil shipment soon. Officials confirm that with this new shipment, the facility is inching closer to commencing the production of refined automotive gas oil, diesel, and aviation fuel, Jet A1, this month. Managing Director of Dangote Port Operations, Akin Omole, shared that the refinery is expected to receive a total of 6 million barrels of crude oil, positioning it for production. The initial run will focus on diesel, aviation fuel, and liquefied petroleum gas before progressing to the production of premium motor spirits, petrol. The refinery's 650,000 barrels per day capacity is poised to meet 100% of Nigeria's refined petroleum product requirements, with surplus for export, solidifying its significance in the energy sector. And away from that, away from Nigeria, we now move to foreign stories. As global temperatures rise due to climate change, the impact of vector-borne diseases like malaria becomes increasingly apparent, particularly in Isiolo, Kenya. Recognizing the escalating impact of climate change on disease transmission, the International Livestock Research Institute and the Kenya Medical Research Institute collaborated to study mosquitoes and disease transmission patterns. The research involves trapping mosquitoes to monitor their population and pathogen they carry, aiming to understand how climate components influence disease trends. Heavy rainfall in the Horn of Africa contributing to stagnant waters and mosquito breeding is linked to an increase in vector-borne diseases. Despite those challenges, new malaria vaccines offer hope in the fight against malaria as they are set to be rolled out in African countries in 2024. And moving on, President Tsai Ing-wen of Taiwan says Ireland's relationship with China should be determined by the democratic will of the Taiwanese people, and the foundation for peace must be built on dignity. The statement comes in response to Chinese leader Xi Jinping's declaration that reunification with Taiwan is inevitable. As China increases military pressure on Taiwan, President Tsai asserted that the most crucial principle guiding relations with China is democracy, underlining the importance of the joint will of Taiwan's people in making decisions. And in a significant surge, Bitcoin has surpassed the $45,000 mark for the first time in nearly 2 years. Driven by mounting anticipation surrounding the potential approval of an exchange-traded fund (ETF) directly linked to the cryptocurrency. The digital asset saw a notable 4.3% jump, reaching its highest level since April 6, 2022, and trading at $45,355 as at 12:25 p.m. Singapore time. This uptrend is attributed to the optimistic outlook regarding the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's decision on the spot ETF, scheduled for January 10. Bitcoin's value has soared over 20% since the beginning of December 2023, fueled by growing speculations around the impending SEC approval. Traders in the US and Europe are experiencing a fear of missing out, leading to increased buying activities on the first day of the new year. This is according to Hayden Hughes, co-founder of the social trading platform Alpha Impact. Options traders have been particularly bullish, placing bets on Bitcoins reaching $50,000, riding the wave of optimism surrounding the potential ETF approval. Despite discussions of a possible correction, industry experts such as C.C. Lou McCaman, founder of blockchain advisor VenLink Partners, expressed confidence in the broader bullish sentiment and the upcoming halving scheduled for April. This event, occurring approximately every 4 years, involves a reduction in the quantity of Bitcoin miners received per block reward and has historically resulted in record highs for the cryptocurrency. Analysts suggest that given the current market dynamics, traders would need nerves of steel to short Bitcoin. And wrapping up with some sport updates, Leicester City manager Enzo Maresca has confirmed that Nigerian internationals Kelechi Iheanacho and Wilfred Ndidi have been released for the upcoming African Cup of Nations (AFCON) despite nursing injuries. Both players were absent from Leicester City's recent 4-1 victory over Huddersfield Town at King Power Stadium, with Iheanacho sidelined due to a muscular problem. Maresca expressed the unfortunate situation, stating Kele and Wilf are both injured, but they are now going to be with the international team. We'll see if they are going to keep them or send them back, but they are both injured, unfortunately for us, he added. The Super Eagles, gearing up for AFCON 2023, are set to commence preparations in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Ghana's Abdul Fatawu has been omitted from the squad due to injury. The release of key players for international duty raises questions about their availability and fitness, adding an element of uncertainty to Leicester City's squad dynamics in the coming weeks. And lastly, Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey will not feature in Ghana's 2023 Africa Cup of Nations squad due to an ongoing recovery from a hamstring issue. Partey, who has been sidelined since October, has played only 5 games in all competitions this season and also faced a growing problem earlier in the campaign. Expected to return to actions by the end of January, the 30-year-old remains unavailable for the selection. Ghana's head coach, Chris Houghton, has chosen not to risk including Partey in the squad for the upcoming tournament, demonstrating a cautious approach towards the player's rehabilitation. Partey's injury concerns have been a source of apprehension for Arsenal manager Mike Arteta, who acknowledged the challenges posed by the midfielder's recurrent setbacks. The Black Star 4-time AFCON winners are set to begin their campaign in Ivory Coast on January 14 against Cape Verde, facing additional challenges against Egypt and Mozambique. Despite Partey's absence, the Premier League will still be represented in the Ghana squad by West Ham and Crystal Palace forwards Mohamed Kudus and Jordan Ayew. However, Brighton full-back Tariq Lamptey will miss out due to injury. Having not featured for the Seagulls since November, the squad dynamics are poised to test Ghana's resilience as they aim to succeed and also aim for more success in the prestigious tournament. And this is where we call it a wrap on News Hour. Don't forget to keep a tab on us for further updates on all our social media platforms. Many thanks for watching. I am Grace Komalafe. Good afternoon.